New England.
On to Foxborough.
The best part is I did bet a prop bet that was plus 8,500 if the score goes over 77 points. I bet $10, so I won.
Because everyone saw that coming.
Yeah.
Chris goes through the back door on the book. It's like Mario Brothers.
I found these prop bets that are unreal. You could bet, they're going to win between 3 and 6. It was plus 7,000 or something for one game. I was sitting there going, this is unreal. $10.
That's bad enough you can't pick a winner. Now you're going to try to pick the score.
Oh, I do those bets all the time. It's like my favorite thing. I'm like, $10. Oh, I'm in on $150 on props. Whoops. I'm in 150 and I win 20. All right.
Brent's book looks like a CVS receipt.
The new title.
You go to Target and you buy all this shit you don't need. You're just like, I didn't need any of those.
Let's go around the table here and get our picks, and we'll make it quick. Go ahead, Matt.
Vikings, Jaguars.
Wow.
Bold choice. I'm going Patriots and Vikings.
I'm going Patriots to cover, and I think the Eagles are going to win at home.
Yeah, I've got to go Jaguars, and I think Philly's going to pull it out too.
Yeah, well, Jags and Vikes for me too. I think it's. I think Minnesota's going to kill them. Anyhow,
That'd be the worst viewed Super Bowl ever.
Oh God, Jaguars and anybody.
Oh, I forgot. You know what? I wasn't here last week, and I loved your the whole idea of the Jaguars are going to win the Super Bowl because of England and the whole conspiracy.
Lock is in.
A, the NFL is ready. B, they need a worldwide platform.
Oh, you know what?
if Mexico's in on it, the Raiders will win, right?
Oh,
That's
Hey,
Give it 2 years. 2 years when they're in Vegas.
Hold on, seriously. Does anybody know what the weather is looking like in New England for the games?
It'd be cold.
No, but I mean, like,
Yeah,
is it snowing? Like, what's happening? Because I think if it snows, New England wins. I think if it's a warmer day, Jacksonville stands a really good chance.
Jaguars.
Also, I think the over and the under is affected by that.
Snow leopards only last.
If it snows, I bet under. If it's
I actually like the Jags in the cold.
Yeah, I was going
You
to say.
think? Really?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure,
You gotta
pretty
slow
they
Brady down.
handled The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right, the Steelers. But I'm saying if snow is an issue, I think the Patriots.
It's wind. The wind
is actually huge because you got field goal kickers and everything.
Well, throwing the ball.
And now our meteorologist.
But
Over to the big board.
We didn't do that. We didn't do that research. Which we should have done that.
Research, really? We're doing this podcast in a garage.
We're gonna move
Yeah, we got
on.
research going.
We're going to move on. Are we going to library? We'll go to.
It's never done.
We're going to go to sports.
Favorite rookies.
Right?
Favorite rookies.
Favorite rookies.
NFL
first.
rookies for this year.
Rookies of the NFL year. I'll lead off because I'm a homer. Cooper Kupp. It was fun to watch him play. He's a fast white guy. It's pretty cool to see him catch the ball.
Why do you have to say white guy?
Because he's
Why
a
is
white
that-
guy.
Why is that?
Yeah, why
We
is
know
that
that.
weird?
He works hard. He's got a good work ethic, and
God.
he seems like a nice guy.
What's that got to do with the white?
And
What are you
his
trying to
dad
say?
gets a lot of breakfast.
God damn it!
Damn. I love seeing the equalizer here. Every time Brent laughs, it goes through the fucking.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's fine. Ogre.
All right, that's my rookie, Matty.
My rookie is Christian McCaffrey. Instant impact on the Panthers. Instant impact on the field. What, Brent?
Also a white guy.
Yeah, quite a few white guys in this. We're listing off all the white guys.
You're talking about
African-American
over
friends out
1,000
there.
yards all purpose. He had one fumble week 1 and never fumbled again. How about that for an NFL rookie? That's something to say. He had 36 first downs, which is also huge for a Panthers team that was missing weapons all over the field. Cam started the season hurt. It made Cam look better with a simple swing or check down pass. Made Cam a better quarterback. I'm not a Cam Newton fan, but Christian McCaffrey.
History says that's not true. You love Cam Newton.
Yeah, I love
Like
him in
Chris
Auburn,
loves Tom
like
Brady.
in Auburn. He made Cam a better quarterback. He made the Panthers a better team. I feel like without Christian McCaffrey, the Panthers don't win half of their games.
I wouldn't go half. I'd say 2 or 3. He's a 2 or 3 game better guy.
Wasn't that half of their wins?
Yeah,
No,
but
they had it.
I mean,
Fuck
he
you.
didn't. Now shifting to fantasy football, he ranked 15th in the standard league rank, 15th overall running back. That's pretty darn good. PPR though, he was a beast. He was top 10.
I don't have anything written down on Cooper Kupp, but he kind of lost cast.
Yeah, no,
He was cool to watch.
He was fun.
He was really fun, and
Matt,
he's white.
are you sure about that? That whole
I
So
I'm sorry that I can't
have you done your
my bad.
homework?
I want
Have you done
you.
your homework?
I want you all to know Matt's wearing a McCaffrey jersey right now.
I feel
But
like
it's
Yeah,
Ed's.
absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's Ed.
Ed.
I feel like that was
His
too
dad.
much research for this show, and you need to calm it down.
Or maybe if you actually want to participate in the show, maybe pick it up a bit.
Brett,
Fucking A.
who's your rookie?
I don't have those kind of numbers. I liked Kareem Hunt. I liked him mostly because I had him in fantasy football. There were a lot of weeks when Kansas City stopped giving him the ball or game planned around not using him, and they lost those games.
That's an excellent
Andy
coaching over
Reid.
there.
No, Andy Reid. I mean, who knows what was going on, but the games that they decided not to give him the ball, not to feed their rookie, they lost. I mean, then, after that, I think when they lose 5 games in a row, they came back and they started feeding Kareem Hunt, and then they started winning again.
Thought that was
So-
Zeke's thing.
so did
Thought that
Brent's
was
fantasy
Zeke's thing.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
that was a big deal with changing they let the offense coordinator off and
Right.
coordinate.
But, I mean, when we're talking Rookie of the Year or any
Your favorite
Rookie of the Year MVP, we're talking about impact to the team, right? I mean, you made really good points about Christian McCaffrey and his impact to the team. I don't have the numbers behind it, but, Kareem Hunt won them games.
He was a
Cunt.
1,000 plus.
K Hunt.
Hey, Hunt, that's a big cut.
Wasn't he the leading rusher, or he was in the top 5?
He was up there.
Until they stopped
Pretty
feeding him.
impressive for a
Yeah,
rookie.
for the first 7
Yeah, and
weeks.
you know what?
It's a 17-week season, guys.
But he was, as an owner of him in fantasy football,
Now, is he a black guy?
he is a black guy.
He's a black guy.
Looks like
First time
a
you
first
mentioned
non-white.
color.
Yeah.
Slave
Change-
boat.
Whoa, gotta be careful there. Fantasy football purposes, but watching him run, of course, when you're owned a running back in fantasy football, you're always concerned with their durability, right? If they're going to get hurt, and I'd watch him run every chance I got, and you'd see him bounce up like it was nothing. Like he would get hit and just bounce up, and he looked great. You see these other guys that kind of like, they take a hit and they're slow to get up. They do the whole. Okay, I'm up, but he would just bounce back, and he just looked great all the time. So I think that hopefully we're going to see a lot more years to come of Kareem Hunt.
I think that was due to the cocaine.
Hey.
Cocaine.
Patrick, who's your rookie of the year?
My rookie has to be Leonard Fournette, being a Jaguars fan. It's funny, I remember watching the draft, which I never do because the Jags are they've been the Jags the past 15 years. I remember they had the 4th overall pick, and I was like, Christian McCaffrey's there? Can we get that guy? Because I'm a huge fan of his dad, but nope, we got Leonard Fournette. Wasn't that the guy that came in like almost 10 pounds heavier in the combine?
A little doughy around the
His-
midsection.
yeah,
They
his-
found him at hometown buffet.
His
Hey,
40
that's
time
what
was
worked out for him.
4.54. That I ran that in high school. Like that's not okay. But he's turned out to be fantastic.
Yeah, I'll say 1,000.
Over 1,000 yards rushing and 9 touchdowns in the regular season. Did he have 3 rushing or 2 rushing touchdowns against the Steelers? I believe it was 3.
No, that was 3.
Yeah, and he got hurt at the around slightly after the second half, I think.
Guy's trash.
Yep.
Also, I guess my honorable mention would be Alvin Kamara.
Ooh,
The
very
piercing in the
good.
nose.
Man, fuck that guy. What about Dalvin Cook?
Then Dalvin Cook's got to be on that
Nah,
list.
fuck
too.
that guy.
But he has to be on that list.
I knew a guy named
But
Dalvin
I'm
growing
out
up.
on Kamara on the nose ring.
Oh, he's
That's
fit.
your
Oh
friend,
yeah,
Papa
no,
Paul.
that's
There you
not.
go.
No, I don't have one because
don't
you guys
have
are way ahead of me in the NFL. I'm just a Ram fan.
Well, who was your favorite rookie in, what was it, 62?
Yeah.
No, my favorite rookie of all time for fantasy was Randy Moss.
Oh,
That's cool.
I drafted him.
that's an all-timer right there.
Yeah,
That's a good
exactly.
rookie.
Well, I know
We'll
he's.
shelve that for a future all-time rookie seasons.
I know he's not going to be like an all-timer or even go down in the Hall of Fame, but RG3's rookie year.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Spectacular.
Just that ACL tear at the end of the season was just.
Also,
Kurt Warner's rookie year?
it doesn't count if he's 37
Wait,
years old.
wait. What was the quarterback's name for Houston that got hurt?
Oh,
yeah,
Deshaun
Sean
Watson.
He
Watson,
was on
that
pace
guy's
to
it.
have the best rookie season of all time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The key phrase there is on pace.
Play
Play an entire season.
Hey.
and you qualify.
You're on pace to being sober, but I mean, come on.
I'm targeting you.
Has a rookie ever really started in the Super Bowl?
Oh,
I don't know.
Kurt
That's an
Warner.
interesting stat.
No.
Kurt Warner. That was his rookie
year.
year.
You're right.
It was his first year to have a
I've
job.
Sorry, we
Who's that guy?
No.
Doesn't he stand next to Trent Dilfer in his camel shoes in every interview?
No, that was
No, he was
No,
a
he was
rookie.
bagging groceries.
Yeah.
like,
He was
8
on the
months before
practice
Super Bowl.
squad. They got him up. He originally was
Literally bagging
undrafted
groceries.
and was on the Packers in '94. They cut him, so he's
Bagging
never made the
groceries.
team.
Iowa Barnstormers.
I have his rookie card, so
Paper
fuck you guys.
and or plastic.
What year was Tom Brady when he took over and took him to the Super Bowl?
That was his second year.
And then Ben Roethlisberger?
Oh,
No, that was
shit.
his rookie year.
Yeah, Ben.
Ben
He won a
Ben.
Super Bowl. his
Oh, that's
rookie year.
insane.
I didn't even think of
I
it.
didn't know that. Was that
He
before or
also
after
had
he was
2
raping
rapes
women?
that year.
That was
Well,
before.
allegedly.
That was before he was
with
Weinstein?
Allegedly.
With famed
Allegedly.
rape
Man,
allegations.
fuck allegedly.
Brent, you want to
Just keep an eye on that.
elaborate on that?
If I had sex with a celebrity, I would say they
we
should
all
rape
gotta
me.
be careful because if we ever get famous,
We're not getting famous on this. This is fantastic.
No, I am, honestly.
We're gonna
I
dig
think
this
it's
up.
just you, Brett. I think
Oh.
it's just you,
Yeah,
Brett.
that's it.
We're gonna dig this up in 10 or 15 years and be like, oh, you remember how stupid we
Stay away
were?
from the flower pots.
God.
It's good to
Weirdest
see
shit
you.
I've ever heard.
Ah!
This segment is brought to you by alcohol and other fun drugs. It's our favorite athlete arrests that made news that we know of, at least, which they pretty much all do. So we'll start out with Chris.
Can I go first?
Yeah, Chris can absolutely.
It just
do this.
happened this last weekend. And it is my favorite arrest.
Oh God.
Because this guy's been arrested so many times. But this time, just to let you guys know, in Newport this weekend, this man was driving the wrong way on the 5 freeway and got, I think, his 5th DUI.
Was it
His
Rodman?
name's Dennis Rodman.
That's Rodman.
And
Oh,
and
God.
this same guy I've had drinks with at McAllen's. Oh my God! I don't even know how they let him drive the wrong way on the 5 freeway. That's making a choice. That's not.
pretty
There's
easy.
no
That's
accident there. That is straight up. I'm going on this on ramp. Fuck you guys. Stop me. I'll get the rebound.
It's an on purpose, not an accident.
Solid. He
All right,
hangs
I
out
like
in
it.
Brea.
I
Yeah.
like it. Uncle Paul, would you like to go next, or Brett?
Well, it's not even so much. When I was a kid, there was a guy named Lance Reynolds, and he got caught in front of
3
a
guys.
young girl, and his nickname after that was called No Pants Lance.
You just like the
So
nickname.
you like it for the nickname?
Yeah, of
You
course,
dig the
of course.
nickname.
That poor guy was a great player too. But God, he never. I don't think he's ever going to live that down. I don't know if he's still alive.
I'm not.
He's got to live it down as much as his pants are down. Brent, we're gonna save Matt and mine.
see,
Well, I'll go.
Matt's got a good
I
one.
want Matt to go last. I'll go
Alright,
after
I've
Brent.
got I wrote down 2, but I'm gonna go with Plaxico Burris' arrest for what was it? Shooting himself
Didn't he shoot
in the
himself?
leg?
Yeah,
and
with
carrying
the
a gun in
unlicensed-
the club,
unlicensed-
unlicensed
Technically, the
firearm.
gun went off in the waistband of his sweatpants.
Right.
But, you know.
Well, he shot himself in the leg.
Who has
So,
it though?
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Who hasn't
Who
shot
hasn't?
themselves when they get
Almost,
stripped
yeah.
up?
So I mean, he was on the Giants at the time. They were, I think they were going to the
Oh,
Super
yeah,
Bowl.
yeah.
And
Or going places.
yeah, and he ends up shooting himself. Not only does he shoot himself in the leg, he goes to prison for having an unlicensed firearm on his person.
In New York.
Idiot.
Like, I've never-
His career was shit after that. After he got out of jail and tried to come back.
Well,
was-
he had
it
that
was
limp.
over. Yeah.
He had that limp,
He
man.
lost his step.
He couldn't cut. He couldn't cut.
Only run a 7.
He couldn't cut his routes to the left
No,
at all,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
He was like
Yeah,
Booby Miles.
Can't turn left.
Even though he had
He was
to,
Zoolander.
he had to be on the left side of the fucking line. I can only run slants, homie.
That was it. That was my
There ain't no
favorite.
turn up
Did-
field either.
I have a question though. Sidebar. Well, I don't understand how these athletes who have so much money and all this, and they have an unlicensed firearm. Are they just trying to be a gangster, or are they really just don't want to wait 10 days for a cool off
Think
period?
about it. If you have that kind of money,
Why
stay at
wait?
home, man.
Why you
Stay
could?
at home.
No, and you're thinking about it the wrong way. You have that kind of money, why wait? I want that gun, I want it tonight.
Nah, dog. I'm trying to have a gun in the club, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to have money and guns.
Hey, he
That's,
had
I'm
it.
joking.
It's ridiculous.
He had money, guns, and naked bitches.
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
That's all you need.
mixture
I mean, what
of
else is
being-
there?
Yeah,
all
like,
right?
I mean, come on, that's the
Having
pinnacle
too
of
much-
life.
You guys are forgetting cocaine.
I'm sure there was cocaine.
That's our prime sponsor is cocaine. It's a new company up and coming in Colombia.
Actually, guys, I just want to give a shout out to my cocaine dealer, Cocaine Carl. If you're low on blow, don't forget to call Cocaine Carl 555 BLOW.
Was that on the spot, or did you
No,
fucking work that?
No. That was.
He wrote that down this morning in the shower.
And you said it 8 times on the way here.
Cocaine Carl.
Cocaine Carl. 555 BLOW.
It's written on the back of a Dixie cup somewhere.
Now, Brent, is that BLOW with T9 or ABC?
No, like push tone,
It's a
touch tone.
fucking
Touch tone.
touch tone.
BLOW. That's,
Okay,
two.
sorry, sidetrack. I'm gonna go with
That was
my favorite one, who is also one of my favorite. I think it's a podcaster. He has a radio show. Pat McAfee, fantastic punter for the Colts. He is hilarious. I guess he's a comedian now, and he signed with Barstool Sports as a radio host.
Barstool Sports signs anyone. They signed Mia Khalifa.
So he's hilarious.
To talk
Who doesn't?
sports.
Who doesn't
To
sign?
talk sports.
Dude, they got a camera on her. They don't care what she says.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so it's Pat McAfee. He was arrested technically for public intoxication, though he had attention drawn to him being publicly intoxicated by swimming into a channel. He was swimming in a channel. We're not talking about like by the ocean. We're talking about like a literal irrigation channel you drive over all the time.
It's not like he's got jellyfish around him. He's struggling. It's got trash in
Like
there.
that.
He had a spare tire.
And that is fantastic. He actually tells a story about, I think he was in Philadelphia, right?
Are you gonna post the link with this?
No, I'm not posting a link.
Okay,
You could go do your own fucking homework. I do enough with his goddamn editing. But yeah, he tells a story about he goes to Philly and gets heckled for it, but he has fun with it. He still jokes about how he swam in a channel. I think he's proud of it, actually.
Well, I mean,
He's
hey,
making money.
he did that and then went and kept playing. So
It's not gonna fit now.
Alright, so after a little bit of research,
She has more. She had more of a limp than
and digging
Plaxico.
into my memory, this one kind of went under the radar for me. You know, it happened 13 years ago, but the Minnesota Love Boat incident, October 2005. This is when the Vikings were, you know, Dante Culpepper, Brian McKinney, Fred Smoot. These guys were good. These guys were playoff perennials for a little while there.
Playoffs.
So they rent a boat in Minnesota, Lake Minnetonka or whatever.
Minnetonka.
I think it's Minnetonka.
They start everything with Minna over there.
Yeah. So they rent two houseboats. Okay. Then the police get called. Nice board.
Jesus
The police get called
Friends drinking perfume. Go ahead.
on reports of intense partying. Details come out that they flew hookers out from ATL, from Atlanta, and from Florida.
It's always a good deal when you have to
When you
fly.
have to import your hookers.
Yeah.
It's only on foot
Minnesota
by car,
doesn't-
right?
I feel like first of
Shout
all,
out to Atlanta for having the cheapest hookers though.
but seriously, but I also feel like that's a very bold statement on the quality of Minnesota's hookers. You know, just a
Oh,
quick,
yeah.
quick side note.
TWA, Transfor Airlines.
Yeah, right.
What's the deal?
And I want to know where they were.
They shove them in the cargo hold, don't
we
they?
need a commercial for transport.
Speaking of, if you're out there listening, we'd love you guys to come on, Jamie.
I heard Lamar Odom was the liaison for that, actually.
Oh,
Does come with a side of crack. Anyways, so
guy likes strip clubs.
minor details on the Minnesota Love Boat. Fred Smoot was reportedly seen with a double-sided dildo pleasuring two hookers at one time. That's getting your money's worth.
That is fantastic. No, that's
You actually,
that's economical.
Half the price, 2 for 1.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
It's a twofer.
Yeah.
And then
Was it a Siamese twin?
another minor detail is Bryant McKinney. If anybody remembers Bryant McKinney, I'm pretty sure he was a left tackle. We're talking about one of those freak human beings that are 6'6", 6'7", 300 plus pounds. Picked a stripper up, put her on top of the bar, and started performing oral sex on her right there in front of everybody.
Well, what's
else.
wrong with that?
Disclaimer: you never go down on a hooker. I don't know if you
And
guys
that's
do.
that was the other point I was going to make is
That's how Michael Douglas got throat cancer.
so all the fallout from this was they broke up this roster that was a perennial playoff team. Led to Mike Tice being fired, and within 5 years, Childress took them to an NFC Championship game. So, all in all, you're talking about a situation where double-sided dildos, oral sex on a stripper, and then in the same night, 4 of the players sitting in lawn chairs on the boat, being seen from people on the dock, all receiving oral sex from these hookers. And
yeah, that's
that
proper.
is by far my greatest.
Now, where's this lake at?
No, there's a culmination of things that came together. ATL hookers in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Apparently things get wild.
There's a lot of things happening in that story, and I want to talk about all of it. So first of all, they stop becoming strippers when they start having sex with you. Then they become hookers. Okay, let's call them.
Oh,
the
let's
right
be
thing.
PC.
And then,
the guy that says he didn't want to be PC earlier.
Hey,
No,
just
that
saying-
is not a
I'm
stripper.
just
That is a
saying,
hooker.
You gotta identify them what they are.
Now,
okay?
really, are they really strippers if they don't offer
Did I
you
say
at least
stripper?
to be
So
a
when you go
hooker
out
at
at
a
night
point?
and then just stripper. It's just like, you just identify.
No, it's like, hey, she's a stripper, and then when she starts giving you a head, it's like, oh no, she's a hooker. And then,
Experience.
so, and then shout out to
a hooker
Transport
now.
Airlines for
The TWA, another one of our
shipping
sponsors.
TWA shipping those hookers out whenever you need
Yeah,
it.
we'll blow into town anytime you like.
We'll blow into town. I love that.
Okay, that was the end of podcast 3, and we had 5 today, and now that we hope that's how it goes. Anyhow, we're gonna sign off for podcast 3. Say goodbye, Matt.
My
Brent,
I'm out.
Chris,
Hi.
Patrick.
You're an ass. Yeah, thank you for joining us. Bye.
One booyah.